Hello, hello, everybody. I am Dr. Tina J. Ramsey, the host of the Tina Ramsey Show and podcast powered by CTR Media Network. And today we're talking about, Stomp Out Crime. Stomp Out Crime. And what we were doing here in Columbia, South Carolina, you have already seen some of the footage if you're already following us on the Tina Ramsey Show and CTR Media Network. But we wanted to bring back some of those remarkable guests so that you can be able to hear from them, learn from them, and grow with them. You thought I was going to say that other phrase again. No, I did not. So who do I have behind the background, behind the stage today? I have the amazing Bernice Johnson that is going to spend some time with us on the show. Hello, Bernice. Welcome to the show.
Hi, hey, Dr.
Well, first of all, thank you for coming on, being a guest on the show. And so just tell us right quick, why did you decide to be in participation of or support of the Stomp Out Crime event here in Columbia, South Carolina?
Well, this is my second Stomp Out Crime event. I started last year. I just moved here maybe about 5 years ago. So I ended up meeting Dr. Vanessa and found out what she was doing for the community through Stomp Out Crime. I'm very passionate about peace. Coming from a very small town, which a little bit less than 800 people. So crime was readily there. I seen it, heard it, knew a lot about it, but I was always advocating for peace. So I wanted to be able to pour back into the community because I saw how Dr. Vanessa pours back into the community through love, through this organization. So that's what brought me to Stomp Out Crime for the second year around.
Wow. So you've been a part of Stomp Out Crime for 2 years. This event has been started 3 years ago. So just after the first year, you said, wait a minute, I like this. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 and 3. So thank you for your volunteer service and everything that you're doing. So as you said, you come from a small town and you can see how crime, it's readily available in big and small towns. And so one thing that we have to deal with a lot now that I'm noticing is that the gun violence is way more higher here in South Carolina than it was maybe 5 or 10 years ago. And so with that being said, one thing that I loved about this event is that we talked about that. We talked about solutions. We saw so much positivity with all ages, all grade levels, all adults, educational background was at this event. So it was really, really remarkable. What is one thing that you really liked about the event? Because all of us have certain things that we gravitate towards that we like a little bit more than others. So is there any particular thing that you was looking forward to? Because we had a talent show, we had a card show, they had so much.
Well, nothing in particular. Actually, it's been so, like you said, it was so much. It was so much stuff. Everything was awesome. I got to meet some people that I didn't get to meet last year. The event was actually bigger than it was last year, which was so amazing. There were so many other people that decided to join this magnificent event. So I just networking, get to know different people in the community, what they stand for, the people that supported Dr. Vanessa and this organization, just meeting new people and just being a part of such a great event.
Well, right now, because what many people may not know, that you're more than just a volunteer for Stomp Out Crime, but you are also many times out there. And I don't want to leave out, like, I know you're not no one time or no two. I mean, you getting up there. So you tell how many time best-selling author you are. And also share with us about your book and why did you decide to take part in the book and write your part? Tell us about it.
Well, I'm a 7 times best-selling author. I'm also an award-winning author. So I actually took part in writing anthologies. I started out writing an anthology for the fact of inspiration, motivation, encouragement, because there was a time in my life when I was actually in a dark place, where my one and only daughter was actually struggling with mental health. Her mental health was compromised. So it was so many things going on. It was right at the height of the pandemic, and I really couldn't help her. So I went to journaling. Journaling has always been my outlet. Little did I know that journaling will lead me to writing my first chapter in a best-selling anthology, which is also an international best-selling anthology. So I just want to encourage people, motivate people, just let them know that they're not alone. People that, there's people all around the world that deals with mental health issues. It's not something to be embarrassed about. So that was started me on my journey. And since then, I just wanted to be, all the positive feedback I got back for being authentic and transparent in my journey led me to want to share more and just to be a motivation in the face of inspiration.
I love the fact that you took all what you was going through and you took it to paper, pen to paper, or pencil to paper. People do not realize how therapeutic writing out your thoughts are. And for those of you who may have a learning disability, or I like to say learning differences, maybe you have dyslexia and it's hard for you to write your thoughts out, well, then you can get an audio recorder to speak in to share your thoughts authentic. And let me tell you, use that technology for good. It's also that good old speech to text, okay? So use that. But I heard when you said that during the pandemic, your daughter was going through, some challenges through the pandemic. And I know that is not just your daughter. We all went through it. I went through certain things through the pandemic from just being shut in. And it wasn't my choice.
Yes.
So I'm like, oh, and the children, you couldn't have any closure during that period of time. So, and you were separated from everybody. So I can see how that could make it difficult for not only young people, but for everyone during the time when we had no idea what was going on. It was so much of fake news. Then we didn't know what to believe. It was just so much going on. It was like being caught up in a bad movie. And you didn't want to be in it, but you was in it. And I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? It's that TV stuff. Wait a minute. So the fact that you took it upon yourself to start journaling for your mental health as well, because as a parent, we want to be able to solve the problem, but sometimes we can't. And so I appreciate how you took that time to use that. And who would have thought the words that you was writing in your journal will actually evolve into you being a part of an anthology, then actually evolve to that anthology becoming a #1 bestseller, international bestseller, and then look, 7-time bestseller down the road, and I don't see you stopping anytime soon. So how does it feel to take your pain, turn it into purpose, and see how what you went through, because you being vulnerable, actually helped other people? How does that feel?
It's actually amazing. Writing that one anthology was a little scary for me at first. But like you said, I'm at number 7. No, I'm sorry. I'm at number 6 because my solo project is number 7. I have a solo project that's nonfiction, and it's based on inspiration and motivation. I just love to inspire, because coming from a very, very, very small town with little less than 800 people, everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your uncle, your cousins. So, but sometimes we get into a place where we feel that where we are and the mistakes we made in our life sometimes will dictate where we're going to go in life, or what we will end up becoming. That's not true. So that will lead me to write the award-winning and best-selling book, which is my solo project, Keep On Keeping On. And it inspires others. Just because you're in a less than ideal place at that moment does not mean that you cannot flourish, you cannot grow, that you do not have purpose. Because I can tell you, I came from a very small town with no traffic lights, one grocery store, and that was it. We didn't have a library. We did have a pharmacy. We didn't have fast food restaurants. We didn't have any of that. So it was just dirt roads and backyards. But I had potential. Yes.
I'm sorry, but I had to come back on the screen and give you the look. What? Girl. Okay, sorry. Keep your thoughts. Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. Just a pharmacy. No fast food restaurant. Okay. I used to think I was from a small town. You got me beat.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is you took that spot, but the truth of the matter is that town helped mold and shape who you have become. And you use your experiences in your life to be able to, and you're right, I know from experience being a part of a small town, everybody knows everybody. And in some cases, it feels like you kin to everyone in the town. That's your cousin. That's your cousin. I'm like, well, who you gonna marry if everybody cousins? Like, I need to get out of here so I can find me somebody because you know, it's like everybody knows everybody. I mean, really knows everybody. It's not like that. And with that is some benefits, but it is also some that's not so beneficial because everybody's in your business. And if you ever do something wrong or make a mistake, everybody knows and have their own way of judging you. And so, and sometimes that is gone. And you grown children, everything, they still saying the same old stuff since 1974.
Absolutely. They will critique you forever. There's some people that still look at me like, you know, I'm transparent with my journey. I'm a teenage mom. I was a teenage. I was single parent, teenage mom. It was a lot of stuff that I did not do that was ideal, but that doesn't mean I wasn't raised correctly. It's just that I experimented and I made mistakes, and at the same time, you're gonna have consequences for your actions, but you learn and you grow. And that's what's actually got me to the point where after I did those anthologies, God just said, hey, I need you to share this. I need you to inspire other people, because where you came from do not define who you will become or where you go in life. So that what brought my book to be titled Keep On Keeping On, because it's your growth will bear fruit to feed others. Because when you grow and you keep faith and keep doing what you're supposed to do and be obedient to the word of God, you can look back at those same people that critique you, but you going back to help them. You going back to pour into that small place. You going back to let them know, hey, I was there. He delivered me, so he can deliver you also.
I agree with you 1000% on that. And so many times we feel like we're trapped based upon some, maybe not some so great past decisions that we made. But we also have to understand that when you're a child, you make different mistakes based on the current environment and the current knowledge that you have. And so that mindset of where you were, where I were when we was that age or older, we can change, we can grow. And so, and I'm saying that from everyone. Everyone knows I have a heavy Southern twang. And I mean, honestly, me and this Southern twang, I couldn't stand it. I had to grow to love it. I'm like, God, can I just speak clear? Can I just speak clear? And so, and I didn't think that I could ever do TV or podcasting because of the sound of my voice and all of that stuff like that. And then seeing how, and I come from a small town as well, so I definitely understand the mindset that we have to do, the shift and the faith that we have to do to kind of break out of what's so-called the norm, what is expected of you, to kind of break free from that, I would say, being in that box. And so for you to take whatever it is from your life experiences and then flip all this into positivity, teachable moments, motivation, inspiration, not only for where you came up from, your small town, to make, because the essence is gonna make them proud, because they're like, the first thing they're gonna say, she from our town, you know, she from like grandma said, they're gonna claim you now, they're gonna claim you. But
Yeah.
but it also make you be able to look back at your life and be able to say, wow, this is the power of God.
Absolutely.
Because based upon the statistics, based upon my life, this was not supposed to happen if we go by what the books say, right? What people say. But God had a different purpose. God had a different thing out for you and I. And now we're able to be an inspiration and motivation to so many people who may went through what we went through, or may just feel some type of way. We don't know their experiences, but Bernice, with that, your book that your seventh book, and you know 7 is complete. So the fact that you're gonna be doing your 7th book, and this is solo, right?
Yes, my 7th book is my solo book. It's already published, which is this book.
Oh, where can we get it?
So I did 6 anthologies, which was best-selling international. And then I did this book, which is my 7th book, which is my solo project, the Keep On Keeping On, Your Growth Will Bear Fruit to Feed Others. This one is the 7. This is the 7, the number of completion. This is the one that tells you about, inspires you that because where you come from, mistakes you made in life do not define who you are or what you will become. You know, you keep the faith, understand that God has a last say so, because if God said you can do it, you can most definitely do it. This book is actually I am the first, and I can proudly say this now because I was just in awe at one moment. My little town finally has a library. It came in April of last year. So my book is the first book that was written by a native of my hometown to be placed in their first library.
Congratulations. Look at God.
Yes.
Oh my God. You need to do a video walking into that library getting your book off the shelf, girl. Wow.
Yes.
You made history.
I have made history, and they won't put it on the shelf. They have it on display because there's an article of me when I was in a local newspaper back home stating that where I came from, the journey I made in the award and best-selling book. So they have my book on display, which can be checked out, but they also have the actual printout of the newspaper clipping along with the book.
Wow, that's even better.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, how many people have their book in the library, but not only having it in the library, on display too, with an article? That's not common. That's not common. Okay, I just want you to understand that's not common.
Not common.
Wow, congratulations. I mean, your life has just literally went full circle and made history. And now you guys have a library in your town and you are a part of it and a history maker. And the sky is not the limit. You have no limit. And so I can't wait to see what you're going to be doing. And where can individuals get your book?
It's available on Amazon.com. Just type in Bernice Johnson, Keep On Keeping On. I made it simple. To keep on keeping on is something my grandma will always tell me. She passed away at 93. I just lost her last year, October, but she was able to see the book because she was the one that will always tell me keep on keeping on. but it can be found on Amazon.com, or you can reach out to me if you want to get a signed copy. Most people wants to get a signed copy, and you can email me at johnsonbernice829@gmail.com, or you can reach me on Facebook at Bernice Johnson, or Instagram at Author Bernice Johnson.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Also for volunteering your time for Stomp Out Crime, telling your story about your personal experiences being in a small town and also experiencing crime, and then coming together for this event, Stomp Out Crime, to help us to see that we don't have to be where we came from. And this is one of the ways that we can come into the community to do something positive, because it was crime in our small town too, but it's more rampant now than it ever was back then. And since the laws changed about guns, we see even more violence than we saw before. And amongst our young people, it's all over, but we're seeing a rise with the young people. And so it was such a positive reinforcement to have Stomp Out Crime, to see all of the families coming together, citizens, nonprofit community leaders, business owners come together on such a impactful event. And I was able to meet so many amazing people. So thank you for coming on the show. And for those of you, all of you who no one have told you today that you matter, that you are worthy, and that you are loved, I want you to know that I love you, and I want you to do what? I want you to keep smiling and know that you are loved. So we'll see you next time, same place on the Tina Ramsey Show and podcast next week. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to tune in to, wrong finger, here. Bernice Johnson. Make sure to check her out, Johnson, and you'll be able. We also have the clickable link so that you can click and get in contact with her. And we plan to have a blog out on the website within the weeks to come, so that you guys can be able to click to her book information, and even possibly this interview. Who knows? We're gonna surprise you. Okay. You can also download the CTR Media Network app for Roku and be able to watch these shows and other episodes and channels for absolutely free. We'll talk to you later.
The Tina Ramsey Show has been such a remarkable experience. I am so glad that I was able to actually meet Dr. Tina at the Stomp Out Crime event on last Saturday. She's awesome. She makes transparent. She makes you feel welcome. I just love her. I just love her totally. You know, just her whole vibe, everything about the show, everything about Tina made me feel so welcome, so at home, so appreciative. I just thank you, Tina, for actually bringing me onto the show. I thank you for allowing me to speak to you on last weekend at the Stomp Out Crime. Just continue being amazing, because you are amazing. Just remember to keep on keeping on, because I adore the Tina Ramsey Show.
Now you trying to make somebody